How are you and I different?
Here we go again.
I shot her to protect myself. I'm sorry for trying to run away. I'll live through the suffering.
Here I am repeating this cycle over and over again. Although I look totally different now, I'm still doing the same stupid things I've always done.
Chapter 189, page 7. How are you and I different? This is one of the first things we see the koala chimera ant say. And this was a very interesting introspective into his mind, because ever since the start of his appearance, he was really asking a very severe question. That question being, what am I here for? We see that all the other chimera ants, they're in a lower vibration of consciousness. They're thinking the objectives for the queen, and this man's already in a conundrum. The conundrum he's in is that of guilt. Koala is one of the only chimera ants that woke up with all his memories from his past life, and he immediately goes back to what he always does, to killing, to violence, to brutality, and to feeling like he has no worth as an individual. How we initially see him cope with that feeling of worthlessness is that we see him projected on the people he's with. He says to the man he's fighting against, "Didn't your folks teach you any manners?" Hopeless. And in this moment, what he's doing is he's creating a separation from him and from the man. In reality, they're both one and the same, but for him, he mentally guards himself with the shield that, at least I do it the right way. You're doing it the wrong way. I'm a bad person, but at least I'm not that bad that I'm like you. I have standards I hold myself to, and he constantly uses that throughout the Chimera Ant arc as something to fall back on, as his magnum opus, his nucleus of stability in his life. That's all he is. He is someone that at least he isn't worse than he already is. And we see him do this through a number of ways. We see that when all the ants leave the queen, he's one of the ones that stays. When we see that all the ants go and they're trying to take over, he goes over to Kite now and he wants repentance. The reason that Koala wants repentance is that he came to a realization, and he came to this realization when he was talking to Meleoron after killing the man he was fighting with in chapter 189. He said, "They rubbed me the wrong way. They need to be put in their place." And the more and more he kills throughout this arc, he killed a little girl thinking, if I kill her now, she won't be tortured, so I've done a good thing by killing her early. And he keeps getting put in these situations where he's playing the role of God. He's killing people because he feels it's better if he does it than if someone else does it but doesn't have the same level of class as he does. And he comes to realization that it's all delusional, it's all coping. It's all just something he's fabricated in his head to run away from the reality. That reality being the guilt that consumes him and the karma that's surely chasing around the corner. He's scared and he's living in anxiety. He cannot deal with how his mental space is, so he wants to create a new one. But he's realized as he's coming to more and more to terms with his past life and about the journey of what is me, what am I, now that I'm no longer human, but I'm still the same. Souls must be real because here I am again doing the same old thing. This vicious cycle I can't seem to escape. And he's coming to Kite for reassurance. He wants to make excuses. He wants to be saved, and he wants someone to tell him, "That's okay, Koala. You know, you tried your best. You can't blame yourself." He doesn't get that. He gets a reality check. He apologizes to Kite because he was trying to run away. He wanted to acknowledge his mistakes to someone else. There's really a religious parallel between a man who's coming to a pope, to a religious figure, to confess their sins and be lifted off of that responsibility. He wants to come to Kite because he wants help. He's someone that, throughout his lives, he knows he's a bad person and he's hiding away from that reality. So he thinks that by saying it and by proclaiming it, somehow it makes him have some dignity. But really, all it does is show how pathetic he is and show how pathetic we are. Because Koala is the walking reality check. Not just through the themes of Hunter x Hunter, not just for the Chimera Ant arc, where the darkness really consumes the series as a whole, but for us as humans, we are all procrastinating and running away from things in our life. And I think that the very interesting thing is in the artwork. Togashi, when he does the artwork, is making it so that it's very dreamy, it's very messy, but most of all, it's very vivid. When you look at the art in this chapter, it completely depicts the state of mind of Koala, that being of his nihilistic worldview. We see through the artwork of how rough it is, how extreme it is, extreme white with extreme darkness, the contrasts. He's someone that's in a state of mental agony. He is desperately looking for a way out. And Kite doesn't let him. Kite says, "I'm the girl you shot and killed. Stay here your whole life. Give up your dreams, your aspirations, and serve this sentence for me." And Koala feels relieved, and he apologizes to Kite for having tried to run away. And after serving the karmic retribution of coming back as a thing he so dreaded at the end of his past life, he's come to a maturity. He has changed. He's someone that realizes that all this nonsense with the queen, the king, the palace invasion, it all is nothing compared to the inner mental health we all have in us, the torments, the search for reason. Jing talks about finding the little detours in life, but you don't have any detours if you don't have a life. And Koala is searching for his excuse to get this behind him and get a life. He doesn't have it. In the end, this is the harsh reality of the world. No one gets away with anything, ever. He cannot have a future because he took other futures away. And it's in that sentence he takes right before Gon goes to find Jing, we get reminded of just how serious Hunter x Hunter is as a series. Koala is a character that's very charismatic. He's someone that's got a personality to him, that's got humor. He's got some cool abilities. Everything about him is enticing, but yet he'll never be able to experience anything remotely positive in his life because of the things he's done. We see this theme occur first of all in Greed Islands with the man with the scissors. Bisky, after taking him down and giving him as a training tool to go on and kill Killua, says, "Now go and turn yourself in." And he does. Because in the end, Hunter x Hunter is a series that deals with the theme of accountability. And there's many parallels throughout the series to Koala. For instance, we've got the accountability of Meruem realizing his mortality and knowing that he needs to loosen up on his goals and just go with Komugi because in the end, he was wrong. He underestimated the human species and he realized what fear truly is. In the face of fear for him, in the face of guilt for Koala, in the face of regrets for the Scissors Man, they've all come to the same conclusion, facing personal responsibility. In life, we have to have a load to carry to make meaning of it. And Koala, he knows this deep down, but he's searching for another way. He's coming to Kite as a man desperate and begging to be given another chance. Just one more chance, one more moment, anything. But no, in the end, his fate's sealed and he has to live where he needs to be but doesn't want to be. And this is a very, very dark foreshadowing for how Gon's going to have to realize he can't use Nen anymore and he permanently dented his relationship with Killua over his own selfishness and delusions. Koala is very much a projection for how the series will be. He is the end of the character arc for many characters right now we have in the cast but haven't gotten there. Togashi's in a way revealed a lot about the future of the series through a character that's really is very insignificant to the story but is the most significant character to the theme of the Chimera Ant arc and one of the most in the entire series. In the end, with Koala, it's the way that Togashi can really imprint his worldview on us. We see that there's very drastic details about the minute changes in life. The whole chapter 337 is a chapter that's weirdly different but very nostalgic and familiar. It's totally in line with Togashi's introspection. It just comes out of nowhere and it's very dense. And through this, Togashi, he is showing us what this arc was meant to do, the Chimera Ant arc. It was an arc that was meant to reflect within ourselves and was meant to really challenge our worldviews. Because we as people, we view things as beneath us, just like Koala does. Koala thinks, you're not like me, and we think so too, especially towards ants. People kill ants when they see them in their house, they kill spiders. And this was the moment that Togashi really capitalized on that negligence on our behalf to expand it into a story theme, these ruthless ants becoming human. What is a human? What is a soul? And who am I? Those are the three questions Togashi makes us ask through Koala and through the Chimera Ant arc as a whole. Now, I want to really give a huge shout out to Sora, as you can see here. He suggested for me to do this video. He is a really incredible guy. And of course, if you want to be like Sora, leave your suggestions for videos for me to do down below. I got suggested to do an Illumi versus a Krollo video, so I'm working on the concept of that. I do Hunter x Hunter videos every single day, so if you want to be part of the channel, please subscribe, and I hope you've all had a great day. This was Hadrigon. Peace out.
羽ばたいたら戻らないと言って目指したの